Hey, son, you mind if I take a gander at your stones again? Jesus Christ, Dad.
Hello and welcome to the Loreboys, where there are three boys who catch the light just right. My name's James. Who else is here?
I'm Ethan Prism Palmer.
My name's Pete Pink Floyd Triangle O'Donoghue.
Very nice. I forgot to mention, someone grab the patrons for me while
We do
I'll
have
pad
a
a little bit
patron.
while we get there.
Gelée Tabernacle.
Yeah.
It's
So-
actually very good timing for D. Metcalf, speaking of French, because we were supposed to record yesterday before you subscribed, so you get your shout out same week. Good job,
There you
everybody.
go.
Nice.
And
And no one
bienvenue.
requested. No one requested. Is that a person? Bienvenue?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No one requested this topic, but Magnus once falsely guessed it for the loser title guessing game. So every week we write down funny things that we say, like I might write Bienvenue as a name now, and that could be one of the loser titles, and you could guess about the Silmarils. But Magnus guessed it for one of our Witcher episodes, but nobody asked for this. But we're doing the Silmarils, so.
Very good. I think there's probably a broad, more Lord of the Rings lore that just kind of like looms over the server like a cloud. So I think it's like one of those regular things you can just like slot it in where the people want it.
From the
Overall.
rest of the boys in the room, at least, we have a standing bounty on more Lord of the Rings lore. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Numenor one of these days, I promise.
Yeah, I thought about that one actually. Then.
So most of us who listen to a lore podcast would know about the Silmarillion, which is a book from Tolkien. It's a history book written by elves, written by an actual person. But what the heck is a Silmaril? Do you guys have any idea? Any
It's a
clues?
crystal. We talked about it briefly on the dragon episode, which I think it was just you and me, Jamie. There's no Pete on that one, right?
I had lost my voice. Yeah, I missed
Yeah.
that one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a crystal. There's power. I think it was like if I knew Iluvatar sung the world into existence, these were like the kidney stones. From him. I knew Iluvatar's kidney stones. Was that
Wow.
is that close? Am I getting close?
That's-
Am I getting painfully close standing at the urinal for 45 minutes?
Yes. And the you know what? And now we figured it out. The next 55 minutes is just going to be us grunting and sweating.
Yeah.
trying
Oh
to
my
pass
God,
these
yeah.
damn things.
Oh,
Could
dude.
God create a kidney stone so painful even he couldn't pass it?
Yep. So
My
it
mom
actually
had
wasn't-
kidney stones a couple years ago, and it had like she said it had branches on it. And I remember she collapsed one time, and I had to carry her into her bed
No.
because for some it's crazy. So Quebec healthcare not great.
Oh.
Just go off on a tangent here. I'm a young man. The doctors are just like, well, you shouldn't have problems. So the 2 times I needed care, I got it very, very quickly.
Mhm.
But as an old woman, when she had like way worse problems, the Quebec government health system was just like, what do you want, you old sorceress? We'll get back to you. It's like, what do you expect to do? Be 60 and comfortable, you stupid bitch? Like, but for me, I get same day appointments with my doctor and like specialist appointments within a couple of weeks.
I mean, the fact that you have a doctor is, I think, your leg up there. Where the
Yeah.
problem with the Quebec
Oh.
healthcare system is that nobody our age has a doctor, right?
That's probably
Unless,
true.
yeah,
But-
unless you got in like you did when you were younger.
So Pete's mom's kidney stones would be closer to the Silmarils because it does have to do with branches. It has to do with trees.
Oh wait, is it like
light and
sap
certain
from
things.
the magic tree or whatever that the elves?
No, it's not. But I will tell you what it's from.
Okay.
We'll get there. Let's build to it. So our story starts way back in the first age. Do you guys remember? What age does Lord of the Rings, the movie, the trilogy?
Third age.
The third.
age.
And the second age is where Rings of Power take place. And I think it's the end of the first age is when the world goes from flat to round. But I could be misremembering that. There's one age.
We talked about it a bit on the Dragons episode. I'm not sure about the flat to round, but the signifier for the end of the first age is the War of Wrath. Right?
Oh yeah, this is between Morgoth and
Yeah, there's a giant dragon and Celagon.
Celagon the Black.
Elves, the elves leave Valinor to come to Middle Earth to fight Morgoth because he's just gotten out of hand. There's Balrogs, there's dragons. This is like the biggest. It's the first fight. It is in the Silmarillion. The War of Wrath could be an episode all on its own. We kind of touched on it a little bit with the dragons episode. We'll touch a little bit on it today, just the lead up to it, but we won't really cover it.
Okay.
So
I looked up when the world change. The world canonically does change from flat to round. I won't tell you guys when because I will promise to do a Numenor.
From correct to
episode.
wrong, as we've established on the show multiple times,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
This is how we know the Lord of the Rings has not happened.
Yeah, exactly. Because God hasn't come down to smite America and make the world round for their hubris.
Inshallah, dude.
So yeah, we have the first age, War of Wrath happens. That marks the end of the first age. Second age is the defeat of Sauron with the last alliance of elves and men. So that's the beginning of the Lord of the Rings trilogy movie where we see the finger getting cut off and the ring falling down.
Yeah.
The end of the second age.
That's what the War of the Last Alliance or something is.
The
what
last
that's called,
alliance of elves and men. Yeah. And then the third age is the final defeat of Sauron in the War of the Ring, the destruction of the One Ring. So whenever Frodo finally gets that, makes that big slam dunk at the end. That's the end of the third age. And then moving forward is the fourth age where not a ton happens in the literature. But
you ever think if he just was like got onto that like whatever the Pride Rock kind of horizontal spike inside Mount Doom and just was just like Kobe with the ring and then it like hit a helicopter blade and then Kobe's helicopter crashed into Mount Doom with Gollum on it into the lava.
It hit one of the griffin's wings.
It just like spun off.
Yeah. So our story starts all the way back in the first age, in a peaceful time in Valinor.
Flat Earth confirmed. I'll tell you guys that much.
Mm-hmm.
Me,
so that's the
a
whole
short man, could see the edge of the world. Finally,
Yeah, exactly.
I can see all the way to China.
the home of the immortal Valar and the elves. So you might remember Valinor as at the end of the trilogy where Frodo sails off to at the end of Lord of the Rings.
Okay, this
Okay,
is like the Undying Lands where the elves go to live forever. Elf heaven.
Yeah, and they're like bathed in light. It was like back like at this time, it's actually heaven. It's not just like a place where you live longer. Like it's really bathed in the light of Iluvatar. You go there and it's all glowy and stuff. In Rings of Power, you see like Galadriel there with what's his face? Elrond.
Elrond.
Yeah.
It's at the beginning of the first season, where they were just like, "No, Galadriel, you're too much of a girl boss. Get the fuck out of here and go back to heaven." Is I think the summary of the first episode of that show.
Basically,
I do like the idea of like, I mean, so much of fiction is about reaching heaven and from the points of view of people who want to reach heaven versus the points of view of these people who have stepped out of heaven to meddle in the mortal world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In a way that not many pieces do it like Lord of the Rings does, I guess.
Yeah. So in Valinor and basically elf heaven, there's an elf by the name of Fëanor, and he's going to be really important.
Did we talk about him on the dragon episode, or is that name just a Tolkien ass enough name that it's ringing bells in my head that don't exist?
I recognize the name as well from like reading that I've done on the Lord of the Rings episodes that I've covered.
He's really important. I don't remember when we've said him last, but you'll learn why he's important this episode for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. He is hanging out in an immortal land bathed in the golden light of the two trees of Valinor. And these two trees are going to be really important too. Laurelin, a magnificent gold, and Telperion, a breathtaking silver. And that's the first photo that I sent to you guys. You can Google these or you can join our Patreon and you'll get Discord access to see these. But
or you can close your eyes and imagine a gold tree and a silver tree right next to each other. Big trees, should say.
Yeah.
Very big.
At this time, there's no sun, there's no moon, there's only these trees that provide all of the light for all of Valinor.
Cool.
Yeah, and there's also the dew. You mentioned the dew being potentially the Silmarils. The dew is actually the stars in the sky. So there are stars in the sky, and these trees that just radiate light onto the land.
I think I said sap, but yeah,
He did.
I
I wasn't gonna
thinking
fact
about.
check that.
I thought about tapping one of these trees for some Silmaril, and then you boil that down, and it's just like 45 liters of Silmaril.
You were thinking about fucking the trees, Peter? What are you talking about? You're gonna tap that? What the? I don't know,
100%.
man. Tap that for the
maple
icky
syrup.
sticky? Ugh.
I'm missing the sugar shack, baby.
I gave her my icky sticky. I'm
I've
covered in
been
sap.
single too long. I'm missing a visit to the sugar shack.
Yeah, do you use the bucket or do you run the lines? I like the bucket. It's more personal.
Oh, it depends on my mood, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we standing up or sitting down?
Got to be a little kinky for all them lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Feanor's sitting bathed in the light of these godly trees, and he wondered,
Aluminum bucket right next to him, all the sap he can drink. Like truly paradise.
So what would life be like without these trees? Like, what if they weren't around? Maybe he had a sense for what was to come. Maybe the wording not great there, but maybe he saw this coming, but he wondered what would life be without these trees.
It'd be dark.
I think his surfer bum friend in Valinor would just be like, "Yo, Feanor, don't worry about that kind of stuff. Nothing bad ever happens in Valinor," and he is the first guy to die. I think he is killed. He is choked to death by a Balrog.
Oh. So he wanted to somehow capture the light of these trees, and somehow like encapsulate this. Like, how can I get the light from these trees and like boil it down into sap or tree cum or whatever we're saying it is, right?
Sure, yeah.
I said sap. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
It's kind of their blood, isn't it?
Yeah. Isn't cum blood?
I mean, that's a Cannibal Corpse song.
It's white blood cells. That's what cum is.
What?
I don't think that's true.
No, it's definitely
all.
true. Okay, think about when you get an erection. Why does your dick get hard?
Because it's
It fills
fighting
with
off
blood.
infection.
It fills with blood, Peter, and then you finish, and what does it do? It gets soft again because you got rid of all the blood in it.
Is that why I feel so weak and anemic afterwards? Is because my white blood
Exactly.
cells were shot out of my body?
Yeah, you're out of white blood
Yeah.
cells. That's all.
I have to go lay on the couch and have a sugar cookie every time.
God, I hope like a professor of Tolkienism is like decided to like found our podcast and decided to listen to this episode.
He's turned to ash at this
Yeah.
point already.
Oh, he's having a stroke, if you know what I mean.
No. Feanor, actually, it's written that he was inspired by a lovely lady named Galadriel to have this idea to capture the light.
Familiar name.
Because elves live a long ass time, and she was still around back in this first age.
Yeah,
even
she's
though
like
most
7,000 years old or something. Like,
Really? She gives. I mean, she's in Lord of the Rings, right? She gives Sam her bathwater.
Yes.
yes.
Which is going to be relevant because a Silmaril that becomes a star in the sky is captured through her mirror into the water.
Oh, that's the light of
given to
Elendil.
Sam. This is going to be related to a Silmaril much later. Yeah.
Cool.
And Sam even has a quote where he says, like when they're in the deepest depths of Moria, he's talking to Sam. He's like, "Oh, this is the darkest times. But remember when Beren was able to steal a Silmaril? It seemed completely hopeless to him at that time, but he still overcame it. Much greater odds than us. And hey, that little thing of water that you have in your pocket, isn't that the light from the Silmaril? The best stories go on for ages," he said, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I think that would have been in Moria. It would have been afterwards before he encountered Shelob. But yeah, exactly.
Are you sure? Because
because they encounter Galadriel after Gandalf dies briefly in Moria.
in the book.
Yeah.
Did you read the book?
I mean, I've read the first half of the book and seen the movie. They didn't rearrange that part.
Well, because I did do the research, like it was the quote that they said they were in Moria.
Or if he's referring back to Moria where they've already been, certainly. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Anyways, so Galadriel we'll get to who Baron is. We'll get to how Silmaril ends up in the sky and all that stuff. We're still the Silmarils aren't even created yet.
Right.
And
will we get to what cave they drink the bathwater in? Because that's what I want to know.
It's Shelob's
Galadriel-
domain at some point.
Galadriel's walking past the trees, and Fëanor noticed that her hair held on to the light in a way that nothing else did. The light seemed to stay in her hair, refract differently, even add to the beauty of the light, like as a greater than the sum of the hair and the light. It was something more. And Fëanor, he's like, "Please, milady, can I have a lock of your hair?" And she said, "No. No.
Gimli got some fucking hair out
I
of
was
her. Jesus
just going to
Christ.
say, in the same interaction, I think Gimli gets 3 strands of her hair.
Yeah.
Please, milady, can I have a lock of your hair? No. Feet pics?
A second time later, Fëanor asked Galadriel, "Please, milady, just one strand, one tress of your beautiful hair." She says, No, can't do that.
I don't want you
Even
to
a
do freak
third
shit with it.
Third time, works up the courage and to get that one piece of hair. And Galadriel thinks, and she says, no. He's unsuccessful. He never gets her hair. Gimli has more riz than Fëanor.
Yeah, canon.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Gimli's mad riz, and this is like a criticism of. I love Peter Jackson's films. Never read Lord of the Rings, but I have heard that this is a criticism of the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings trilogy, where like Gimli is like the bumbling comic relief character, but like was in the books the Riz master Skibbity Ohio who convinced Galadriel to give her three strands of hair.
I just want to kill myself hearing those words. I think there's a YouTube channel. I know it's a woman's name, and it's like the girl is the host. I think it's Jess of the Shire is the YouTuber, and she does a bunch of like Tolkien coverage. And that's where I also heard she's just like, no, like Gimli was like a wise, philosophical, like he's very intelligent and like introspective in the books. And she's like, I love the movies, the adaptations are great, but like the way they changed Gimli to be absolutely just like haha midget, basically, to be like like physically thrown around was just like kind of not exactly the way that she would have done it.
The Sam quote might have been from Mordor, the more I think about it now. So you might be right.
So where Peter said.
Yeah.
Did he say Mordor?
Well, you said the caves leading into Mordor after they've climbed the stairs. Right?
It would have been in Shelob's lair, because I know like
that's
the adaptation.
He uses it in the movie anyway. Same.
Yeah.
So.
But also, there's like in the adaptation, like they meet Galadriel after Moria because Galadriel's husband, whose name I have completely forgotten, is
Short King.
Like Short King exactly wants to talk to Gandalf, but he's dead at this point and has not been reincarnated.
Right.
Yeah, because they're wandering through. Yeah, that's right.
The thing that was important from that quote is that the story that is starting here resonates all the way until the third age of that. Yeah. So, but yeah, so we still have. He asked 3 times for her hair, and it's canon that all 3 times Galadriel said no. But the way that her hair shone and caught the light, it inspired him. He really wished he could get that radiant hair from the nice lady, but he moved on.
This is like. I love Fëanor because this is kind of what men used to be. You know what I mean? Men used to get rejected by women. And then before there was internet forums like 4chan, they would just go on to dedicate their life to some like obscure and very hyper specific hobby, right? Like making magic rocks. And now they just get like, it's just the alt-right pipeline. They get involved in these echo chambers online and come to hate women. But this was the good old days when men would just be like, fine, I'll fucking invent the car if you won't date me. You know?
Yeah. So he moved on and he would eventually, with this incel energy, would be known as the greatest elf of all the Noldor.
Inself.
So, Inself. Yeah, very good. Very good. So he created the Palantir or the Palantir. Do you guys remember what
Palantir is? I know this because it's fucking Peter Thiel's company. Yeah, it's Pippin like grabs. It's what Saruman. Yeah, Saruman uses to like scry into the future, and Gandalf warns him like, "Oh, it's very evil." I don't know. I presumably they're not evil at this point, but corrupted by Sauron's magic at some point.
I think they had one in Numenor as well, which like kind of led to it. Kind of gave away their position at some point. Yeah. But it's the Seeing Stones, and I remember Gandalf's warning in the film is like, we don't know who else is watching, sort of thing. So it's like chatterbait, I guess.
Well,
Like,
there's 7 of them, so it might be like a 2-way whatever. Like if you're using one, then they like if you turn your cell phone on, they'll know what towers you're close to. And it is the 2 towers in the second book, actually.
Right. It's like, well, it's like we actually got his location here. He his Palantir pinged off of Barad-dûr about 45 minutes ago. We could track him down. The ATS got him.
Yeah, so Fëanor created these 7 seeing stones, so pretty dang cool. He also created a script.
He's just using them to scry on Galadriel's feet.
And yeah, Ethan, I didn't mean to blow past it. It's like, yes, also Peter Thiel's fucked up surveillance company.
Yeah, no.
One of the weird things I hate about Tech Bros is they never name any of their fucked up shit like after anything good. Meaning, like, they're just outright evil, and people are too stupid to stop them. Like, Palantir, from the movie, drove a tiny man completely insane, and he spoke to the devil. And this guy's just like, yeah, actually, it's going to be my AI bot or now. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I think... I obviously don't know what the cure to all the world's ails are, but I do think there is kind of a dirge of, like, media literacy and, like, critical comprehension of certain text. You know what I mean? Where it's like, somebody like Peter Thiel, obviously, like, he named his company after it, probably really loves Tolkien and Lord of the Rings, but, like, completely misses the point. Right? It feels like, anyway. I didn't know Tolkien, but it feels like you completely missed the point of what Palantir was and represents if you're going to go ahead and name your company after it, right? And like, that's your surveillance company, and miss that, like, oh no, this is a bad thing. These are bad guys using this in the books, you know?
Elendil was the good and holy bottle that saved Sam from a spider. Yeah. Palantir was the direct line into the devil's brain.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So Tengwar is a script, an Elven script, like a way of writing, I guess. Mm-hmm. That was created by Fëanor, and most Elven written language in Tolkien is written in Tengwar, which is from Fëanor. He created that.
Damn. Okay. Yeah,
I mean, the greatest elf to have ever lived. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. He really is on the opposite of the incel vibe. He was just like, all right, couldn't get the girl. I'm going to invent seeing stones. Boom. Wireless communication. 2. The font everyone will use for the next 8,000 years.
Yeah. He's like, what history classes in the 90s would have us believe Edison was, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He created Times New Elven. He made the cell phone, and he's actually a great warrior too. He would be a gemsmith soon. A linguist. And another one, I don't know why there's a thing called Fëanorian lamps. So if you ever see an elf with a lamp, he made the lamp.
IKEA.
Okay, so he is Edison. It's the filament bulb.
Yeah.
The Fëanor bulb, yes. Yeah. And in the year of the trees, in 1449, in the city of Tyrion, which is like just a little bit east from where the 2 trees are.
Okay.
He worked on his greatest creations yet, the Silmarils. So I guess it's important to know that in Elven years, even though it's 1449, Elven years are 9.5 solar years. So if I mention Elven years, it's like basically a decade.
11,000 or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
In human years.
Yeah. So he creates a crystal matter called Silima. It almost is like diamond, but it's even stronger than adamant, but also flexible enough to be morphed and turned into whatever he wants to be.
What's adamant?
It's just a metal, adamantite.
Yeah, it's like adamantium.
Yeah, I figured it was from that. I just didn't know, because I know mithril is also like a very special magic metal, or like pseudo divine metal, like in Tolkien. So I was just like, I hadn't heard of that one yet.
Adamant was a mythical stone of impenetrable hardness. It was often referred to with diamond features. It has no real relation with Tolkien's works, other than the occasional mentions to describe the Silmarils.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's mentioned too that these things are so strong that nothing in all of Arda is the greater world. It's not just Middle Earth. It's all of the world. Could destroy. Yes, flat Arda. Nothing in the entire world is going to be able to destroy Silima. This is the strongest thing. If you put a diamond against Silma over and over again, Silma will win. If you put adamant against it, Silma will win. If you put the will to get a lady's hair, Silma will win.
Yeah, well, that was the first victory that Selma won. It was the
Yeah.
the defeat of the lady's hair would led to his creation.
Yep. So no one even had knowledge on how to make this or destroy it, except for maybe Fëanor himself. He might have kept a little back door where if you do it just right on however way, you can destroy it. But nobody in the world knows.
Okay.
Yeah. So one Valinor year later, or 9.5 solar years in 1450, Fëanor does it, the mad lad. He creates the Silmarils. I put a picture there. He has one for each element in Arda, which is air, earth, and water. They don't really specify which ones are which whenever we start talking about them later. We can make inferences, but we just know that those three correspond to all those three.
I like the glam metal art of him hovering the three Silmarils over his hand here. I'm gonna keep.
I've said it a million times. I love 80s fantasy art, man. It's just my
so
absolute
good.
favorite.
Yeah.
So, there's Galadriel's looking good. There's future pictures we haven't talked about yet that are just looking so good. But.
There's the 1950s sci-fi magazine art.
Yeah.
And then there is the 80s fantasy like panel van art. Is so tight.
I posted the pictures just before going out to the bar yesterday, and I looked at all of them together like, wow, it's so beautiful. It's like darkness and light and just like really bright colors.
Yeah.
And yeah, like all of them have kind of a similar theme, even though I grabbed them from just different Google searches and stuff. But
that's it.
Yeah, very cool.
I think it's something to do with like modern day aesthetics. Like I'm thinking particularly like home decor, where it's a lot of like you don't paint your walls colors, you just leave them white, and a lot of like I enjoy as a hobby looking at like houses for sale, and you look at like the way that realtors stage them, and it's all like gray sofa with white walls and a gray and black carpet, and it's just like it's so depressing.
It's just like monochrome, so that your eye is drawn like directly to these different sections, basically.
I don't know. I think it is like modern decor is like it's just kind of that style. It's like pretty subdued, and you have like pops of colors, what it describes, and I'm like, man, I just love like give me kaleidoscope walls, you know what I mean? Like I just love a lot of splashes of color. And
my favorite part about this place is the brick. It's like you can't fucking do anything with it, but I've just got like a brick little window here and then a brick wall on the other side. It's incredible.
Yeah, Pete has two windows like from the Matrix when they're in the apartment building and they're trying to escape, but they've like changed when Neo sees his first deja vu when he sees the cat twice.
Yeah,
and they change all the windows to bricks. That's what Pete lives in.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I've been trapped for 8 years.
This cat walks by twice all the time.
Where is that fat little bitch? Where'd she go?
So the Silmarils are holding the light of the two trees of Valinor. It's not that like they don't specify that like one tree corresponds to one gem or anything. It's just the light in general that comes from those trees are housed in there. And the light would live in the jewels like a soul would in a body, is how they word it. So, these gems, though, they could only be held by those who are worthy, kind of like Thor's hammer. But except it's not that you couldn't pick them up. If you are evil, ungood, or hands unclean, they even say. So wash your hands before touching them.
Okay.
It'll cause pain. It'll burn you. It'll like distress you, but you'll still be drawn to it. It's kind of very much like the ring in certain ways, where people really want it, even though it's probably going to hurt you in the long run.
If you haven't washed your hands, it sets off an alarm in the bar so that everyone knows that you didn't wash your hands.
And Fëanor would wear these jewels at feasts, so he would bring them out to the bar. And people who would look upon it would bring joy and amazement. And he would wear them on his chest or on a crown. And even the three
he's just got iced out with like the holy tree gems, basically.
Yeah. He's got a big clock with gems on it hung around his neck.
Yeah, if they turn out the candles, the whole place would still be lit too, because the light of the trees are like coming out of these. It's amazing. Yeah.
That's how you know the disco's getting real. That's the after hours party. Is when the lights go out, the ball drops, and then it's just like Fëanor. It's just the Silmarils and Fëanor just like lighting it up for the party.
Yeah. So the one aspect, it's cool to note though, each jewel is either earth, air, and water. Whenever they make the 3 elven rings later in the Second Age, they have the same theme. They use earth, air, and water.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
yeah. So the
Yeah.
Silmarils could correspond to the 3 elven rings as well.
Galadriel gets the water ring, I think, and then Gandalf ends up with the fire one, and then the earth one is with Elrond the whole time, right? Or is it with Galadriel's husband?
Sounds right. I don't know.
Was there a fire one? I thought it was earth, wind, and water.
No, earth, air, and water.
Yeah. Earth, air, and water. Excuse me.
So if Gandalf ends up with a fire one, I don't know which one that one is. But
I was just thinking of the 21st of September. Honestly, I got lost.
Yeah, let's group tonight. Yeah, I get it. My brain kept going there too, and I told myself several times, no, he didn't say fire. Don't make the joke. So that's why.
I didn't even make a joke. I was just wrong.
It's the joke.
Do you remember 1450 in the year of trees?
I do.
So everyone loved these gems. Some so much that they might want them for themselves.
Natch.
Someone known as Melkor really wanted them for himself. And
such a nerd ass name too.
After
it is.
See you later, nerd.
Take his lunch money after the break, huh?
Yeah. Uh-huh. So let's get into the effect the Silmarils will have on the world. And there's going to be a lot of parallels to the rings. They're like a great thing that could not be crafted by an average person. It's like a once in a lifetime type thing, or 7 in a lifetime, or however many times the rings have.
Time is 9.5 lifetimes.
Yeah, it's true.
It's that elf lifetime.
But even in Tolkien's fantasy world, history will be doomed to repeat itself. So Melkor, he'd done some bad shit early on in the First Age that I don't know the details of, but what's relevant is he has been released from being in prison just 50 years before. But now he's in Valinor pretending to be a good elf. Like, no, I'm reformed.
I'm reformed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
The prison system works, guys. Even 5,000 years ago. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You punished me for making orcs and dragons, and I forgive you.
He might have made orcs by now. He has not made dragons yet. Because canonically, he makes dragons in the Siege of Angband, where he creates Glaurung, which we talk about in my last episode.
He's the first dragon that doesn't have wings, right? He's like a worm or whatever.
No wings.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a cold drakes who can't breathe fire. Like I did like preliminary research about this like years and years ago, because it was always a thing that interested me.
It's cool, yeah.
So yeah, hot dragon breath. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's a cold drake.
Cold worm.
Cold worm.
Was Glaurung a cold drake, or could he breathe fire?
No, he wasn't. He could breathe fire.
Okay,
he could breathe fire. So yeah, Melkor, he's played it cool. He's been out for 50 years, and he really wants these Silmarils. There's something to them, even though they'd probably burn a hole through his hand. He really does want these things. So he starts spreading.
Working at the hardware store right now. You know, it's the only people who would hire me because I'm a felon, and just gotta get my hands on a little bit of crystallized starlight, man. Like, I deserve it. Work hard.
He does what any good person does these days. Is he starts spreading doubt and misinformation.
He starts I almost made the joke. He starts a podcast. And he does. Okay, cool. Great.
Yeah.
Great, cool.
So whether it's Melkor's words that start to spark this, or it was going to happen anyways, and Melkor's talking about it, Fëanor starts loving his creation a little bit too much and turning inwards. He stops wearing the Silmarils at parties. He keeps them under lock and key. Only his father and 7 sons are allowed to look at them before he closes it back up and shoves it under the bed or whatever.
Dad, can we look in the gem safe again?
You little freaks. It's okay.
You only get 5 minutes after dinner with the disco ball.
Yeah.
Opens the chest.
Hey, son, you mind if I take a gander at your stones again? Jesus Christ, Dad. Aren't you supposed to be in the home?
Yeah. So Fëanor starts to get a little jewel crazy. At one point, they're like at a party, and he pulls a sword on his half brother. He's like, "You're trying to kill me to take my Silmarils."
Okay.
And then he gets banished from Tyrion. He
Fëanor
goes
does.
to another.
Damn.
Yeah, Fëanor. He gets banished. So they go up north to
That's what
another
happens
town.
when you listen to too many podcasts. You go crazy.
Yeah.
So, be careful.
Fair warning,
guys.
listener.
Be safe out there. That's all I can say.
Content warning: guys with a podcast at the beginning of every episode.
Podcast
Or
warning, three white guys.
You at home, you could be like Melkor, and you could just spread enough misinformation that it'll drive us crazy on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Do you think Melkor was walking around the disco, reflecting, like, bathing in the light of the Silmarils, and just being like, "Hey man," and it's like, "We should start a podcast," and he's like trying to like undermine Fëanor the whole time.
Probably. He is
Melkor
for
is
sure
more powerful than Fëanor, though, because Fëanor is an elf, whereas Melkor is like a god, right? He or like an angel created by Iluvatar. Because Melkor like sang discord into the creation of the world at some point.
Melkor is a Valar. I don't know what Fëanor's deal is, but
Yeah.
right.
But like Melkor takes the form of just a friendly elf like a lot. He does that for around the time of the rings. He does that now.
Sauron, also notorious shapeshifter, cute Chinese girl, right up until you're about to come. Then he turns around and he's like the metal skeleton that he is in the battle, obviously.
Better. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd be
better for me.
people.
I don't know.
Yeah. Turns into a tree, and I've got maple syrup everywhere. So yeah, he pulls a sword on his brother. Fëanor gets banished from that city, and he relocates to a town up north. But they're still like in the vicinity of the trees. The trees still light everywhere they are. But 5 elf years later, Fëanor and his brother make up. So all the elves are at a feast celebrating. And Melkor enlists the help of Ungoliant. You guys know who Ungoliant is?
The first spider.
Spider, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Shelob
Giant spider,
mother, I think.
Very powerful. Like Melkor does not want to tangle with Ungoliant.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Who would want to tangle? She's got them sticky webs.
Yeah.
Don't want to get tangled.
It's like probably one of their strengths. Yeah, you don't want to get tangled with a spider. So while the elves are away, Melkor and Ungoliant shall play, and they destroy the trees of Valinor. I included an image there of a spider eating a tree.
I thought this was just a picture of her like stealing sap out of it, but yeah, like she does straight up just.
It's a different picture with a different, like the scale is different, so it's not the same image of the trees, but there's a white tree and a darker tree, and then there's a spider that is as big as the tree, and it is every bit as unsettling as you think.
It's horrid. Yeah,
and given the scale in my mind is that these trees are massive, and there's just like an even more massive spider taking one down.
Yeah.
I thought she was just drinking sap out of it at first. I thought she would like drain the power out of it for some reason, just based on the image of the story that I hadn't read. But no, she's killing the trees.
Yeah, there's a reason why Valinor today is not bathed in the light of these like divine trees. It's because good old Melkor and Ungoliant destroy it, because we can't have nice things when we have someone singing descent into our world.
I love how, speaking of not having nice things, how the Rings of Power is Tolkien in name only, because lawyers all own different rights to this shit, where the trees are destroyed by a Balrog in the opening of Rings of Power because they don't own the rights to the Silmarillion, so they can't have Ungoliant in it. So they just have a recognizable thing from the movies, destroy a tree that you haven't heard of, and create Mithril, which is a thing you've heard of from the movies. Basically, completely like that. That's how the trees of Valinor are destroyed, is by a fucking Balrog in the Rings of Power show on Amazon.
Yeah, canonically, it's Melkor and Ungoliant while all the elves are away at feast, and they're all at a feast, and the lights just go out. Like the light of God that's been around for their entire existence just snuffs out, and all is left is the dew of the trees in the sky, which are the stars.
The stars.
Feast your eyes on this spider chomping a tree, huh?
Yeah.
It's Spider treating your god trees like a piece of broccoli, huh?
It'd be cute if it was like a big caterpillar and just like chomping on
The
the
very,
leaves.
the very hungry caterpillar. On Monday,
Yeah.
he ate through one apple. On Tuesday, he ate through the 2 trees of creation, which give all light to the world. On Thursday, he ate through 3 pears. Or-
But it's just like completely bathed, like, it's made of like elven light in the third day. And it's just like
yeah. On Sunday, he ate through 1 nice green leaf, and then he felt much better.
Is
Yeah.
that Robert Munch?
No, it wasn't. I don't remember who it was, but it wasn't. Robert
So
Carlo? It doesn't matter.
All light is extinguished except for the stars in the sky. Mr. Feanor, a giant spider, has hit the second tree. The world is dark. And so are the spirits of the elves.
Holy shit. Bush did the end of the Spirit of the Elves?
You've got one of the elves just in the Mr. Peanut costume looking up at the tree getting devoured by a spider.
Yeah. When I was writing this, I pictured the art is just like another elf leaning into Feanor's ear, like the George Bush.
Yeah.
Trying to parse that thick mane of dark black locks.
Elven hair.
Yeah. So Feanor, luckily the Valar were like, okay, no biggie. We got a way to revive the trees. We can make this happen. All we need is Feanor to give up the Silmarils. We can
Easy.
destroy them.
He's got a carbon copy. Easy peasy.
Exactly. We have the backups, and all we need is to do that. But Feanor, of course, just so engrossed by these things, he's not ready to make that sacrifice. He says that his soul would die, he would pass away. The jewels are just too pretty. I can't do it, and I could never make them again. It was a one shot. So, yeah.
Yeah, I fed the instructions of how to do this to a big spider. I didn't really think.
Exactly.
I didn't think of what would happen.
To the tree, so I wouldn't forget where they were. Spider ate them.
Spider ate my homework. Oh,
that's a good one.
But just as he's saying that to the Valar, be like, no, I couldn't possibly. Like, I would die, and then there would be a life cost to this. And the Valar are like, oh no, there's already been a cost of life. Your dad's been killed. The guy you left behind with the 3 Silmarils, he's dead. And Melkor stole all 3 of the Silmarils, killed your dad. Finwë? So not looking
Finwë's
good.
one of the gods. He's like
the king of elves back then, right?
Yeah, well, because there's like Manwë and Finwë. It's like the naming convention of some of the deities that Iluvatar like created. Because Melkor is one of the OGs created, and I know like Finwë and Manwë like created certain aspects of life. There's the woman who created like nature and the Ents, who was like married to the dwarf dude, I think, if I recall.
So your question about
we did like 1 billion years ago.
Your question about if Feanor's as strong as Melkor, he might be because his dad is Finwë.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I'm reading. It seems like he's just an elf, but
Finwë?
Yeah, son of Orome, or created by Orome. I don't know. I'm trying to read through a big old page here, but who knows? Correct us in the comments.
It's for our purposes today. We could do a Finwë episode sometime.
Yeah,
it's Feanor's dead, who gets killed by Melkor over the 3 Silmarils, and Melkor takes all the Silmarils. That's the first blood that has been shed for the Silmarils, by the way, and it's all going to start to go cuckoo bananas over the RGB jewels over here.
Okay, yeah.
So even among the evil forces, there's turbulence. Ungoliant really wants to eat the rocks. Ungoliant's like, I want to eat those so bad.
Dog.
But
I mean, I get it though. Sometimes you just see some little tiny rocks, not big rocks. Don't be ridiculous. But sometimes you see some of those sweet, cute little tiny little rocks.
The ones at the bottom of the ones at the bottom of an aquarium. Yeah, the colored ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, color's great, but those dyes, they'll poison you. So like sometimes you just see like the natural gray of a gravel stone and you're like, oh God, I'm getting hungry. God.
It's like the doctor.
Red 40 in my tank.
That's what I was thinking. The doctor's like, yeah, it's no problem that you've been eating rocks for 20 years, but all that red 40s really started to add up.
They put red 40 in my rocks to make the fish gay.
Yeah.
That's why my axolotls won't breed, I think, probably.
Mhm.
So, like I said, even among the evil forces, there's turbulence. Ungoliant really wants to eat the pretty rocks. Melkor has to pull all the stops and get some of his Balrogs to hold off the.
This is
The
how he
spider.
invents like flies. This is to keep her busy, basically.
He sent the Balrogs at her just so he can escape, just barely with the gems. So.
Okay. I can't believe I couldn't
Melkor-
trust this giant spider I hired.
Yeah.
It's the only one who could eat through the trees. I had no choice.
If you can't trust a giant spider, who can you trust?
I
You
know. It's just business, dude.
So Melkor takes these 3 Silmarils and slots them into his crown. I provided an image of someone else who drew it. And as he puts the crown on his head, it causes him enormous suffering because it burns to the touch because he's so evil.
He's evil,
Yeah.
of course.
But he wants it on his head all the same. So
He's
he
evil
keeps it up
enough to
there.
not care. Hmm?
Yep.
The sin of vanity.
So the Silmarils are captured by evil forces. The light of the trees has gone out. Fëanor and his family, who is left, he lost his father, Finwë. He swears to an oath with him and his 7 sons to recapture the Silmarils. And his sons will be basically an army called the Sons of Fëanor, but it's just literally they are the Sons of Fëanor. It's not like the son. Like I feel like there's other times where they say like, "Oh, we're the sons of Palmer," but it's just a bunch of people who believe in
sure.
Ethan's cause, you know.
Sons of Fenrir.
Yeah.
I make an oath that I won't let you kids put me in a home where I can be eaten by a giant spider. The state of nursing homes these days, let me tell you.
Yep.
There's just not enough orderlies to control the giant spiders they keep in them. I understand why they need to have giant spiders in nursing homes, okay? I get that much, but they should
Look, we
have better
built the
containment
nursing
protocols.
homes around the spider nests. Okay, it was the real estate that was available, so we figured to keep the spiders at bay this whole time.
Yeah, I don't think they should have so much money that they can afford land without giant spider nests, but they should have better containment protocols for when the spiders do eventually escape and start eating the elderly.
Like a kilometer-wide jar with holes and some saran wrap at the top at the very least, right?
Yeah, I mean, bare minimum.
Keeps the Balrogs out at least, but
Yeah. You got like a helicopter, like a Chinook helicopter, the one with the 2 props, just like sitting there, like dropping this pillar through this giant sheet of saran wrap to make sure the spider can breathe.
Yeah, so the Sons of Fëanor, they're gonna do whatever it takes to reclaim the jewels, for better or for worse. So all 3 jewels are going to live with Melkor for a little while. One is gonna get stolen, and then we're gonna follow that one. So time moves forward 400 years, and he holds on to the jewels in Angband.
And they're
So
in his
400
crown, right? Like they're just
on the dome. He's got
Okay.
him right there.
3,800 years, I think, in human years.
Okay.
And-
Angband is also like still on Arda. That is because Angband is like where one of the Nazgul live now, I think.
It's the northern fortress that Melkor will keep as like his base of operations.
Maybe the
and that's where he
Necromancer
is.
was there at some point, but it does come back like thousands and thousands of years later.
Angmar is maybe what you're thinking of. It's the Witch King of Angmar, but I don't know if that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Not Angband. But
No, I am thinking of Angband specifically.
So, well, whoever ends up in Angband, it's not that important.
matter, yeah.
Melkor is going to be in Angband right now.
Yeah.
It's the evil fortress up north. We had a picture of it
on the last
Dragon.
episode.
And this is when that siege is happening, where the Noldor have Melkor surrounded up in Angband, but can't quite breach the defenses, and Melkor can't quite push out. It's just a siege, like it happens for so long. This is when he shows Glaurung for the first time, and ends up being able to push back the elves a little bit, the Noldor, who are the second group of elves who came to Middle Earth from Valinor.
Finwë was the first king of the Noldor, was what I read on that. So he was the first of these second band of elves to have come to Middle Earth.
Yeah. So yeah, you can check out the Lord of the Rings, like Dragons episode that I put out if you want some more info on the siege. But this is happening kind of next to it. And when Melkor starts to push out again, he leaves behind his fortress, and something starts to happen here. So get ready for a lot of changing of hands. There's going to be one stolen from him, and it's going to have like 13 different hands.
Okay.
So yeah.
At some point,
So-
Bilbo's got one in his pocket, and Golem's asking him some riddles, and he's like, "My hand's in my pocket."
Yeah.
So
So a
like
man
burning
named
the shit out of his hand. He's like, it's not string. No, guess again.
Just took a shit in the cave. He's like, "Yeah, God, it burns so bad."
So a man named Baron, he wanted to marry an elf, but not just any elf. Princess Luthien, the daughter of Elf King Thingol. He's a different king.
Baron and
He's
Luthien. I think a man named Shakespeare wrote this book.
Wait, what's the Shakespeare reference? I don't know him very well.
He doesn't matter. He's less important than Tolkien. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Is there a Baron and Luthien in Shakespeare? I didn't know that. So Baron was tasked with sneaking into Angband and stealing the Silmarils. And the Mad Lad actually managed to get one against all odds. Like, he snuck in, he got one, he got out.
I love the mood for that elven father being like, "No daughter of mine is ever going to marry a human," and his daughter just being like, "Please, Daddy, I really love him." Just being like, "No, honey, we can't do it. You're royal. It's really messed up. Like, please, he'll do anything to marry me." Like,
60
okay.
years.
Tell him to go kill himself. Tell him to go walk into a lake with a camera strapped to his head that's designed to record construction sites or something. Or I don't know, go steal a Silmaril from the Lord of Darkness, whatever.
Yeah. Exactly. And somehow he manages to do it. Which is why Sam mentions that to Frodo. Is like, if he could do that, we can do this kind of.
And also, Finwë hasn't invented cameras to scan construction sites yet, so he's just like,
No, he
Silmaril
did.
it is, baby.
Right?
Okay, that's a joke from the bonus. I met a guy in a bar who is a software developer for filming construction sites when people aren't there, so their foreman can work at home. Yeah.
Doesn't matter, pay us.
Yeah, so he did invent them. He invented the Palantir, right? So you pay him to carry your Palantir into a lake, I guess would be
there. You go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think it is like it's kind of recurring throughout Lord of the Rings. Like these, it's the whole point of like the core trilogy, right? It's like the underestimated folk who are doing these incredible things. So I think in the early ages, it was often man surprising elves with like their feats, because we talked about it on the dragon episode as well. Like, I don't remember the names because they could all be named Fëanor for all I know. But like the one who like kills Glaurung by like slicing open his belly from the chasm and stuff. It's a pretty recurring theme throughout the books. So
Bard kills Smaug in The Hobbit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Hobbit makes it all the way to Mordor.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's notable that they would call out a man in the Silmarils, because the Silmarils are largely history of the elves.
Yeah,
and
written by elves, right?
Written by elves, for elves, by the elves, from the elves, for the elves. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Baron is important.
Phoebe,
enough to
for elves, by elves.
So on his way home, Baron has his shiny new stone. He only got one of them, but he's happy enough. That's all he needed. He's gonna go get his elfin bride, and he runs into a werewolf named Karkaroth, who bites off his hand, including the Silmaril.
Okay.
Oh no, he put his Silmaril hand forward to defend himself and just like cartoon chomped off with a little like W-shaped bone at the end. Just like, no.
An elf taking their pet werewolf to the vets to get them x-rayed. No, the thing is, the Silmaril won't show up on an x-ray because it's not metal. I don't know. Just feed him a lot of olive oil. Hope he passes it.
He would need a vet at this point, because he's an evil werewolf and he has something that burns evil in its belly. And he's driven mad by the amount of indigestion.
Is that why rocks burn me when I eat them? Am I evil? Oh no. I am. I guess I am a podcaster, so.
Yeah. So he has a godly amount of indigestion, and he's just attacking anything it sees on the countrysides. So now the werewolf makes it all the way to Doriath, which is the kingdom that Thingol, Elf King, rules over. Princess Luthien is the princess of Doriath.
Are we going to? And I know you said it changes hands a lot, I guess, or changes stomachs a lot. Are we going to have like an old lady who swallowed a fly situation where the werewolf is just going to keep swallowing things to get the Silmaril? Is that how it's going to change hands so many times? It's just like a frog. Then a frog gets it. Then a cat gets it. He just keeps eating stuff.
Well, it's a good guess. There is like another animal. There's another animal that comes in, but it's
a fine guess. But
there's more of a fight fire with fire situation here because they have Juan the Great Hound, who is like a giant dog who fights the werewolf, and there's a huge beast battle.
Senor,
yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Viva Juan.
And the Great Hound wins. And the Silmaril ends up back in the hands of Thingol, the Elf King, who had given the initial assignments to Baron. So Baron's missing his hand, but his father-in-law still got the gem after all.
Okay, with his hand still attached to it.
Yeah.
Like
what are you looking up, Ethan?
I was just Thingol. You've said it a few times. Just I can't stop thinking of Tingle from Legend of Zelda, and it's in my brain. That's all. Just picturing this king of the elves being like this stupid little guy in a green suit floating on a balloon.
Not far off from what elves are like,
right?
Yeah,
Thingol's probably an elf. So there's a man who stole it from Melkor. He got his hand bit off by a werewolf. Bigger dog ate the werewolf and then gave it back to Tingle. That's where we are. Okay.
The Tingle. Now, Tingle has the Silmaril set into a dwarven necklace. Not any necklace, but Nauglamir, which is, I posted a photo of it. It's the most beautiful piece of craftsmanship ever made by the dwarves. So it's the most beautiful gem made by the elves, married to the most beautiful necklace made by the dwarves. How nice, right? It's two kindred. Yeah. But then the dwarves killed Thingol for the Silmaril.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
He delved too greedily and too deep.
Yeah.
Hey, here's your necklace made to order. Hey, that's a nice necklace you got there, pal. Give it up. Huh? Why give it to him in the first place?
Basically. So now old Baron one hand and some elves. He's probably still trying to get with the daughter. He's like, don't worry, I'll avenge your father. They go and they kill the dwarves for the Silmaril.
Oh, it's back to Baron.
Back to Baron, who gives it.
Boy, I hope no werewolves bite off my good hand. Can't hold his sword. He's like, a werewolf attacks him in the woods. He's like trying to draw his sword, but he's got the Silmaril in his hand, so he can't pull out his sword. Like, oh god,
it's just the bone, just like bumping against the hilt.
You throw the Silmaril in the air, pull the sword out, like juggling it back and forth. Like, but he actually does give the jewel to Thingol's daughter, Luthien, the elf princess.
Okay.
And she actually gets to wear it for a long time until what was specified when I was doing the research as her second death. I think elves can die multiple times back then. But she dies
from being sad, which happens still in the Third Age. But I know like Baron and Luthien is supposed to be like a tragic love story, which is why I compared it to Romeo and Juliet. It's like a thing I know of that I've never looked into for an episode of Lore Boys.
Okay, yeah. So she does die. She does die, and now the Sons of Fëanor are like, well, we couldn't kill a nice, pretty princess for this thing, but now she's left it to her son, Dior, King Dior. We have no respect for this guy. We are going to kill the shit out of Dior and get what belongs to us, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Sons of Fëanor attack Doriath, which is the kingdom that they rule over, that the Elf King ruled over, and then now his daughter, and now King Dior. King Dior falls in battle. And the brothers lose 3 out of 7 of their brothers in this. There's only 4 sons of Fëanor left. And Elwing runs away with the gem at the last moment. So everybody dies except for 4 brothers, basically, and they still don't have the gem.
Okay. And sorry, who's Elwing again?
Dior's daughter.
It's Star Fox's spaceship.
Great granddaughter of Thingol. Yeah.
Okay.
Elwing runs away with the gem down southwest and meets her husband Eärendil, who you might know the name of. He came up on the dragons episode because he had a ship that fought a big giant dragon, which we'll get to.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
yeah, he is the captain of the flying ship.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So the 4 sons who are left follow suit, and a battle ensues, and 2 more brothers are slain, leaving only the 2 eldest sons of Feanor. Elwing, though, just jumps into the ocean with the Silmaril. Got to get out of here.
Well, good thing it was the water Silmaril, right?
Yeah.
It probably isn't. It's probably the air one.
Okay, cool.
It'd be pretty funny if he was just like doggy paddling the whole way. He's just like, I'm out of here. He's like,
Not going anywhere.
It's like super ungraceful.
Dumbass should have jumped into the sky if it was the air one, but whatever.
Yeah, like perfect Michael Phelps form through the sky.
So some other like fantasy bullshit stuff happens. Elwing is under the water, ends up getting granted wings by a Varda, and guts. I don't want to get into what a Varda is, all that stuff, but all you need to know is that she just got wings. Elwing gets wings, and she flies up to meet Irindil's ship in the sea, who is her husband. And they sail to Valinor to convince the rest of the elves, hey, Melkor / Morgoth, he's going to ruin the world. He's fucking shit up. He's advanced way too far.
Yeah.
This leads to the War of Wrath. Arendil's ship gets blessed by the Valar to fly. And using the Silmaril and his flying ship, he helps to defeat Ancelagon, who's the biggest dragon we've ever heard of that knocks down mountains when it's killed.
Yeah, I wish someone would put this to film, because a dragon the size of 3 mountains being killed by a flying ship powered by light is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe nobody has tried it.
I mean, yes, but then also, maybe I'm just cynical, but I just have no faith that it'll get done well. You know?
No. Like, I often hold up the Lord of the Rings, and like in some capacity, the new Dune movies that are just like, oh yeah, I guess it is possible to do pre-production and make a good film, but like, it really is never gonna be done again. It's like once per 20 years are we blessed with somebody who just like cares about what they're making.
Yeah, and I feel like you can't plumb the same well twice in some ways, right? Like I do feel like there's too much attention on Lord of the Rings. Like there's too many people who are going to be convinced that it's going to make a lot of money and are going to insist on getting their hands on it and are going to ruin it, right? At this point.
Well, they ruined The Hobbit and they had the same director.
The same director and like just exactly that. And again, maybe I'm just cynical. I haven't seen The Rings of Power. I've heard it's pretty good from you too. So
I never said that.
Maybe it's doable, but
I like it.
Jamie likes it though.
Yeah. So now the final 2, Morgoth does get defeated in the War of Wrath, and the crown is left over with the other 2 Silmarils. Right. And that night, after everyone's celebrating after the War of Wrath, the last 2 sons of Feanor steal the gems. Ugh.
I mean, it's probably theirs. Or like, who else was going to take them? Steals from whom?
This is it. It could have gone to anyone. They actually do say they give their blessing after a while. Like the other elves are like, you know what? They can have it. It's fine.
Like,
but they were taking it either way.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There's very few people I think who have a better claim to them. I guess you give the guy with the flying ship, like, hey, you did defeat Ancelagon.
I mean,
you used it for pretty good things.
Keep the one you used, maybe.
If their dad never made them, they'd still have the 2 trees of light, and they wouldn't have like only the memory of trees of light in gems.
True,
too, right? Like,
true. Yeah, but would Morgoth have also made dragons anyway? Maybe eventually, right?
And I don't know if you can blame Feanor for Melkor getting so jealous that he had a big spider eat the trees. You know, like that's on Melkor. You know.
Yeah.
But maybe it should just go back to the elves so they can plant the trees again.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If they're plantable at this point, if they still got that line to the Valar who are like, yeah, dude, pop the seeds in and we can grow them, then absolutely he's in the wrong. Give them back.
Yeah.
Or they're in the wrong. The boys.
Either way, the tragic ending here is they're finally reunited with their greatest treasure, their whole life's mission to get these things. They've lost their entire family except for 2 brothers, basically. And only to find that all of the misdeeds that it took to get the jewels caused them to be too evil to hold the jewels.
No.
Morgoth got his stink on them. If you got stinky hands for long enough, whatever you're holding will stink too. Wow, Tolkien really could write them, huh?
So now in a way that it is kind of symmetrical and like a nice ending. All of the Silmarils. This is a question you had last time. What happened to them? Where are they now? They all go to their own essences again. So Arundel flies into the stars with his flying ship and becomes the Star of Hope with what is the air one, we assume.
Okay.
Which is the one that changed hands a million times.
Yeah.
Even
And
now,
what infuses the bathwater, right?
Yeah.
It is the farts to the bathwater in this metaphor, yeah.
This is what in like even in the Third Age, you can look up and see this star, and it's a symbol of hope. It's a beautiful thing in the sky, and it's like
in the
North Star.
film, Galadriel refers to the light of Elendil as from her most beloved star.
Mm-hmm. And that's what infuses the bathwater. Exactly. Yeah. That's what you guys were talking about. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking about Gamer Girl bathwater. I don't know. I don't know what this Lord of the Rings shit you guys are talking about is, but
It'd be so funny if like Frodo in that scene like gazes into like the reflecting pool of Gamer Girl bathwater and still goes equally insane and like sees even more deranged like visions of the future.
So one son of Théanor throws his Silmaril into a pit of lava, returning it to the earth. The other into deep ocean, returning it to the water. We got air, earth, water. And that's where they stay to this day. They're kind of implied that you can't really get them back. Like, you can't pull a star out of the sky. You can't get it out of the lava. Maybe there's a way to get one out of the deep water, but Tolkien never wrote about
James Cameron is going to fuck that one up real bad. He's going to get it.
It is written, though, that if all three of them were brought back together, they could replant the trees. And the replanting of the trees would be so magnificent, it would level all mountains around, just so the light could reach every corner of the earth.
Bro, are we fucking restoring flat Earth? Is that like the final Tolkien quest?
Let's get to it. Hop to, boys.
Go.
Fourth Age.
Yeah, this is the augmented reality game that Tolkien had planned for us, was to make the Earth flat again. He knew what the Illuminati didn't want us to.
That's been the Silmarils. Like Pete said, I think this is such like a big story from Tolkien that like is also kind of vague enough. They don't put all the details that they could make into whatever they want with a movie or something. I agree. Could they do it again? Would properly? Probably not.
Probably
but
not.
Not with the people who own the rights currently. Absolutely.
I want to see them try. Don't get me wrong. I want to see them try. I'm being a stupid, shitty cynic. Okay. And it's it's crummy of me, but I'm so tired of Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know?
Huge, juicy morsel of Tolkien that has been unplundered so far. So maybe one day we'll get that. But for now, you got the Lore Boys episode. So that's
maybe one day the Lore Boys will get their shit together and read the Silmarillion, huh? But it's not today. And Animorphs.
Yep. If you want to find me online, go to twitch.tv/loreboyjames. I stream minimum 2 times a week, often more. Been playing a lot of Schedule 1. We could do gambling now. We can let our dealers deal, and we could just play blackjack all day.
Oh,
we're gonna finish.
Happy.
We're gonna finish Psychonauts 2. There's other games I want to play. I want to finish Atomfall. There's a bunch of stuff. Just come hang out with me, Loreboy James on Twitch. We got a really good community.
Yeah, don't gamble online. Just watch Jamie fake gamble online.
Yeah,
exactly. With drug money that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And drugs that don't exist. Drugs aren't real. And if they were, they'd be illegal. Don't worry about it.
If they were, I would probably kill the first son of the King of the Elves to get them. You know?
Absolutely. For that sweet crystal rock, baby.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then steal copper wire out of the tree and it just like dies immediately. Just sell the scrapyard in Mordor.
Oh, one thing I didn't mention. The remains of the trees that were destroyed would become the sun and the moon.
Yeah, I think that was implied.
That's
how we
do
the dew is the stars. Okay, yeah.
I got that.
That's how we get the sun and the moon canonically, so that does happen. But
very cool.
Yeah.
At loreboyspodcast on Instagram for me, Peter, who is here in the background. That's it. Stay tuned for a couple of updates.
Yeah,
Loud
things
wink.
coming soon.
J.R.R. Tolkien, crunch at us. I know you've been dead for 50 years, but get in touch, man. What the hell?
Yeah,
we're doing your legacy such good work over here at Lore Boys HQ. Hope you guys like the show. If you did, consider leaving us a rating or review on your podcast app of choice. It really does help the show to grow, we think. Comment, subscribe. When this goes up on YouTube, we've started re-uploading stuff to YouTube just for you, Maggie. So if you guys want to go ahead and throw the Lore Boys a follow on YouTube, we'd appreciate that as well. Leave us comments. I don't know. How does it all work? We're planning on doing video someday. We're still planning. We got, we'll do it someday. Get over back. Still.
Always planning.
If you want to kick us a couple bucks, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/loreboys. All of these links are linked below. Consider checking it out for the low price of $3 USD a month. You get it all. You get pretty much everything that the Lore Boys Patreon has to offer.
Also link below a quick listener survey. If you haven't done it, would love if you did it now, because it's been very good feedback thus far. Thank you very much for everybody who has done it, even though I did it twice.
If you don't trust listener surveys, we do also offer Lore Boys Prime, a service which we've always offered for those people out there who hate surveys. There's no questions. This week, we're just sending out a notepad, and we want you guys to draw your feelings. We want you to draw your feelings. We want you guys to draw your parents fighting. Whatever's kind of on your mind these days, send it our way. Parents really what we want it to boil down to is two things: your parents fighting or your parents having sex. So whatever you draw, we're going to interpret it one of those two ways. So if you draw us a pony, clearly your parents fighting. If you draw us, the sun and the moon, clearly your parents fighing. We get it.
Venn diagrams of your parents doing different things. It's not a Venn diagram. Sorry, it's a Rorschach test.
Yes.
Yeah. The Venn diagram would be the two circles overlapping. One says dad, mom, and then the overlapping section is me.
The Venn diagram is just a really simple Rorschach test, right?
Exactly. What do you see here? It's like my parents fighting. It's like it's a Venn diagram, actually.
No, I see a
therapist instead of me.
I actually see my parents having sex, so that's weird.
It's dad inside mom. That's the Venn diagram. Venn is for Venus, and I think that would constitute a Lore Boy.
Lore Boys.
Out.